In terms of allocation in this region, you prefer Japan over Australian equities. Is that based on valuation rather than potential changes at the Bank of Japan in policy?
Right, is that our investment outlook will say we are primarily based on valuation. So you are right, Japan on a relative basis is the cheapest market. It has also the reflation story that is real for once. We waited 40 years for that to happen, and we now have positive momentum on inflation data, including wage inflation. That's what we are expecting. So we see that the earnings profile is likely to improve in Japan, while in Australia you have a different story where the momentum in economic data is pretty poor. We got some poor job data. We got also PMI, which has been in a downtrend for several months. And so we are expecting that the bite coming from RBA tightening will start to impact the housing market further. So housing market has been already down. And we know that the economy in Australia is highly levered to housing market, the domestic economy. So we see that the Australian market has been priced for a slowdown, rightly so. It's fairly priced relative to history, compared to Japan, where it's quite cheap and improving. So we see really a different dynamic there, and we prefer Japan over Australia on the short term.
Poullaouec, very quickly, so you're more constructive on Japanese than Australian stocks. Would they include, would they be not so much the big conglomerates and more the small and medium-sized enterprises who probably are, I would think, better insulated in case the yen gets stronger?
Yeah, correct. Is that our overweight small cap versus large cap is true in Japan as well as it is elsewhere in the US, for example. We believe that smaller company can benefit from that reflationary story that I mentioned before, and that's has legs to continue. So the yen is stabilizing. It's interesting to see also the development at the Bank of Japan. We see that there is a chance that policy normalization means the drop of the yield curve control, but not necessarily a yield increase. That's a 2024 story. So what that means is that the yen appreciation might not come as strong as perhaps it has been in the past 2 months.